Hello and welcome to Chair Fitness. Today for our chair class, we're going to be doing some sitting and some standing exercises. So make sure you have a supportive chair that you can stand behind, and it's going to be able to keep all four legs on the chair. Again, remember, we can always skip that standing spot if that's not right for you, but it is, a great way to work on your balance with a supported system so that way you can get a full body workout. So we're going to start today seated in our chair. Sitting up as tall as we can, we're going to roll our shoulders back a couple times. And then we're going to take our arms out in front of us and start to open and close our arms. Starting to move through the different ranges of motion of those shoulders. Remembering we're staying within that range that our body allows, working towards getting equal on both sides of our body. And then take your arms up and down. You can start to incorporate your breath here, starting to take some big inhales and exhales. And then we're going to start to take it overhead. Bringing your arms out, we're going to start to twist that waist. And then bring it back to the front. We're going to start with those feet. Start by rolling up on those toes and back down to flat. And then start to lift those toes. Just doing a quick warm up to get us blood circulating, start to get everything moving, start to get everything working. All right, we're going to start into our marching. Now, I don't have any music on these videos, but if you want to add some music to your workout, feel free to add something around 100 to 120 beats per minute. Most songs from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s even, work great to just have some background so you can kind of find the beat for what you're doing. Something with a little bit of pep to it. That's what you're kind of wanting today. All right, we're going to add those arms. We're going opposite arms, opposite legs. So as my right leg is lifting, my left arm is lifting. Finding a little opposition in that body. A little coordination. You can think of it as the same way as you walk, because when we walk, we use our opposite arm with our opposite leg. Trying to sit up tall as we move, sitting towards the edge of our chair. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to start to kick those legs out. Lift and kick. Lift and kick. You're just lifting up that knee and then kicking that leg out. Last one. All right, we're going to step our feet out a little wider and we're going to start to move into that lower back. So we're going to press our chest forward and we're going to roll ourselves back up. Press your chest forward and roll your chest back up. One more. Press your chest forward and roll yourself back up. All right, taking it to those hips, we're going to start with some hip circles. We're going to alternate legs, just moving in an outward circle motion. And then we're going to reverse those circles, moving them on the inward circle. Now these circles are going to be smaller if you've had hip replacement or need a hip replacement, or you have lower back issues. You're just going to do what you can. All right, now that we've got that lower body, upper body loosened up a little bit, we're going to grab our weights. So today we're going to be doing some weights, and we're going to be doing more, so higher reps. So a lighter weight is not necessarily a bad thing, especially for your first workout. So we're going to sit up tall And we're gonna start with some curls, pulling one hand up and then the other one up. We're trying to isolate through that upper arm and make that lower arm work. Again, I'm going to be doing higher reps, so lower weight is a good choice. You're sitting up tall, trying to think of your upper arm doing the work, and you're controlling both the down and the up. 2. And last one, we're gonna bring those arms up to the shoulder and we're gonna take them up high. Now, if you notice I'm not straightening my arm all the way, I'm only going within that range of motion, trying to not tilt side to side. So trying to stay where I can sit up tall and still move. This is a great time to have that mirror in front of you, like we've talked about in other videos, to really be able to watch what your body is doing and keep yourself from swaying side to side. It makes you use that core a little bit more to stabilize. We got 3, 2, and last one. We're going to bend forward. Our right hand is going to come, our right elbow is coming up behind us. We're leaning forward and we're going to kick that arm back and extend it forward. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my upper arm is not moving. It's that lower arm that's extending and bending. We're working the backs of those arms, those triceps. There we go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go over to the other side. So far we've worked our biceps, we've worked an overhead movement for our shoulders, and we've working now our triceps. We're going to move into a lateral raise next to work another side of our shoulders. 3, 2, and 1, and sit it all up. Taking your right arm out to the side, we're going to lift it up out to the side, straight arm as much as you can. But again, we're focusing on that not leaning. Feet are flat on the ground. We're only bringing it up to shoulder height at most. You can keep that arm a little bit bent for a shorter lever. We have 2 more. And now we're going over to the other side. So even if one arm is not as strong as the other, you want to try to do the exercise with both sides so that you can get stronger in that other side. 3, 2, and last one. All right, for this last one in this set, we're gonna set one weight down. We're gonna just use one weight. We're gonna take it to our chest and extend it out. You're gonna lower it to your knees and lift it back up in front of you. Now, if you want a wider range of motion, you can step your feet out and have a little bit lower area, but you want to keep that chest up the whole time. Now, this is the back of those shoulders, that upper back. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. All right, bring it back in. Shake those arms out. We got to do another set through all of those. So starting to set back up for our biceps. It's also important to remember that as you're moving, you want to be taking drinks when you need them. You want to try to work through the whole set if you can, but if you need to take a break and jump back in when you can. And then the next time you do this workout, maybe you can make it all the way through that set. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're gonna bring them up to our shoulders. reaching up. There we go. Not leaning over. Sitting up tall, sitting towards the edge of that chair. Trying not to just lean back into the back of the chair and forget about our belly. Now, if you notice that the first round that your weights weren't heavy enough, you can always add heavier weights for that second round. Push yourself if that's what you need. 4, 3, 2, last one each side, and then bring it down. Right elbow goes up, and we're kicking it back. Try to look about a foot in front of you on the ground. Try not to swing that arm, try to control it. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Sit up tall, switch those arms, and move to the other side. You got this. We got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Sending it up tall. Take that right arm around by the side. And we go into that lateral lift. Now, if your weight's feeling too heavy here, you can also do this with just an open arm. No weight. Still can be a lot of work. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, taking it over to the other side. Now, of course, also on these slower you go, if you do not feel like you have heavy enough weights, if you move slower, you can move that weight in a way that's going to require more control and is going to give you that extra resistance. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Set one weight down. Bring both hands on the outside of your weight. Push it out in front of you, and then we're lowering and lifting. Remember, you also have that option to step your feet wider to give yourself a little bit more room. Just make sure you're not leaning forward as you take that weight down. So we're trying not to sway in the back. We're trying to just lift and lower with our shoulders. Here we go. Think of that belly now. Think of your stomach and try to squeeze it in just a little bit. Try to think of yourself becoming taller. For 3, 2, and last one. You're going to set those weights off to the side or underneath your chair where they're not going to be in your way. And we're going to move down to our core. So moving through our core does not have to be a big, complicated on your back thing. So our movement right here, we are using that core. We are pulling that knee up towards the chest and extending that arm, extending that muscle on the top. Now we're going to make a change to this, and we're going to bring that knee across to the elbow. So we're rotating our upper body to bring that elbow and that knee together, getting a little bit of a twist. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take our hands to the side of our head and we're going to side bend. We're just going to do one side at a time. Really think of making that spine long and moving through the spine, not the hips. The hips are staying heavy. 2, and 1. Let's take it to the other side. Two, and 1. Our last one, we're going to hold onto the sides of the chair and we're going to just move those feet up just a couple inches off that mat. Trying to stay as still as we can in our body. We're going to automatically sway back a little bit as we go. Just try to pull them up as much as we can. In class, I like to say that if I can slide a piece of paper underneath your feet, you're doing the work because you're lifting them up, even if it's just a small amount. It gets better the more you do it because you're strengthening those muscles. These muscles right here, all part of the core. Your core basically is that whole center of your body. So we have to make sure we're using all of it. 2, and 1. All right, shake those legs out. We're coming all the way up to standing. Like I said, we're going to be doing some standing poses today. So you're going to move back behind your chair, and I'm going to turn my chair to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. Still making sure my weights are safely underneath there, and I have enough room behind me that I'm not going to hit anything. There we go. Going to take a step back with my right foot, bend down, and step back up, and the left leg. Now, if you're saying, I can't do that, my knees won't let me do that. Here's the thing, you don't have to go as wide of a range of motion as I do. You could be right here, and just a little down, and a little up. You're still changing the positioning of your weight so that you're challenging those ankles and outer knee to help you balance. You are using the muscles on the tops of your thighs, stretching them and working them as you go. 2 more. And last one. We're going to then come around back to the front of our chair and we're going to do some stand-ups. So our stand-ups are going to start in a seated position. You're going to scoot towards the front of your chair. Now you're going to try to not use your arms on the chair, but you can use your arms for motivation. So I can move my arms with me as I go, or I can keep my arms still as long as I'm not holding on and pushing myself up. We want to encourage those muscles on the front of the legs. Again, don't put your hands on your thighs when you come back down. Really think of making those muscles work. It may be slower. You may not feel like you can get all the way back down to that chair because you're not sure where it is. That's where we start seated and we work our way up. So we find that stability and security. All right, we're gonna stay standing up and now we're gonna move back to behind that chair. I'm going to turn my chair again so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take and stand with the back of my chair in my left hand. My right knee is going to lift. Now, right now, it's just my toes are on the ground. I'm standing up as tall as I can with my toes on the ground, my knee out in front of me. This right here is stage 1. Stage 2 is going to be lifting that foot just a little bit off the mat. You just want to make sure you're staying stable in those hips. So if you notice your hips kicking out to one side, maybe take that leg down or down lower. Find that stability first before we move it up. And also, if you don't need to hold on to that chair, just have it there in case you need it. Maybe a finger, maybe a whole hand. Maybe you need something on the other side too. We're working through those muscles of the ankle to stabilize ourselves. Now, because most falls do not happen when we're just standing still, they happen when we're moving, we're going to add a little movement here. We're just going to lift and lower that knee. Just tap it down and lift it up. We got 4, 3, 2, and last last one. We're gonna take it, we're gonna go to the other side of that chair. I'm just gonna move mine over to the other side. Move my weights out of the way a little bit. Start that toe down on the ground. Maybe lift it up. Find that balance there first. Find where you can feel yourself not pushing out in this hip. And then we start to add the movement. Now, if you need more of a balance challenge here, because you're saying this is not difficult for me, great. Just hold it, just do it longer or slower. You're still working the same muscles. You're still doing the work you need to become stronger. 2 and 1. All right, we're going to finish our standing section with some stretches. So we're standing behind our chair. We're going to take our right leg back, our left leg forward. Both legs are straight. We're going to lean forward and push the hips back, trying to come towards a straight back. And then you can take your hands to the back of your chair, or maybe even the bottom of your chair. Really thinking of a long spine, pushing your hips back, pulling your head forward, trying to make your spine as long as you can. Stretching a little bit in those legs too. We're going to lift up those front toes so we can get that stretch in the back of the front leg. We're going to bring those toes down and walk our hands up to standing, so we're standing up tall. Now your left arm, that's the same arm as your front leg, is going to open out to the side into a twist. We're going to bring it back to the front and open it out. 2 more. Last one. Bring that foot back up and let's step back with the other foot. Both legs are straight. Lean forward, push the hips back. Find those hands either on the top of the chair or the bottom of the chair. Think of lengthening that spine, pushing those hips back, pulling that head forward. Lifting up those front toes. Lowering those front toes, walk yourself up to standing. Right arm extends and twists open and close. 3 more. 2. And last one. We're going to bring it back to the front. Step both feet back. And we're going to stretch ourselves back. A nice little back stretch here, little stretch in the back of the legs. You can bend your knees a little bit and really feel that stretch all the way down. We're going to pull our spine up for our cat and stretch it out for our cow. Pull it up, pull that belly button in and the spine up to the ceiling, and then stretch it back out. 1 more. And then roll yourself all the way back up. Come back over into your chair, seated. We're going to bring our right knee up towards our chest, and we're going to circle that right ankle. And then circle it the other way, sitting up tall. Set that foot down. Let's take it to the other leg, circle that ankle. And take it the other way. And then bring it back down. We're going to take our right leg across our left. Now, we're going to be stretching the back of our hip. And there's a couple different ways to do this. This is a figure 4 stretch. With your leg crossed across your knee, you're going to lean your chest forward here. Now, if this is not approachable because of your knee or your hip, you're going to take and cross at those ankles. You're going to take your hand to the top of your thigh and press it forward as you lean forward, and you can still get a great stretch in that hip. I'm going to take it back to the original so that people can see what that one was again. And then as we sit back up, we're going to set that foot down and take it to the other side. Again, the option to cross at that knee and lean that chest forward, or cross at that ankle, push that thigh out and lean that chest forward. Whichever one is right for you. Just making sure you're not pressing down on that knee. And then bring it all the way back up. We're going to sit up tall, roll our shoulders back a couple times again. Take our arms, pull them back, reach back for the back of the chair. We're going to lift up our chin, push our chest forward. And then as we come back up, we're going to turn and pull ourselves into that twist, keeping our head up. And then turning to the other side, to twist to the other side. And coming back to the front, we're going to take a big breath in. Let it out. Big breath in. And let it out. Take your left arm up and over, reaching over to the right side. And bring it down and reach it over to the left side. And just like that, you guys did it. You made it through a 30-minute workout using that chair, a little bit of standing today for a little bit of balance work. And you did great. See you again next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.